an aircraft hangar at Andrews Air Force Base, an elite jury of architectural and art professionals stood with a small group of Vietnam veterans. Displayed around them were over 1,400 entries submitted from across the nation to take part in a design competition for memorial to honor Vietnam vets. Maya Lin, a 21-year-old architecture student at Yale University, became the designer of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Through her design, she helped heal a nation that was haunted by the tragic results of the Vietnam War. First, we'll discuss why the jury selected Lin's design. Second, we'll study how she conceived her design. And finally, we'll touch up on the controversy that the design caused. The officials chose Maya Lin's entry based on the criteria that was given to them and because her memorial represented the 20th century. New York Times reported that Lin's design was selected because it met the requirements put forth by the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, also known as the VVMF. The VVMF requested that the memorial would not make a political statement regarding the war, that it contained all 58,000 names of men and women who died or were missing, and to consider the memorial site. The jury recognized that Lin obeyed the rules by designing a modest V-shaped form having all the names inscribed in chronological order. This is a picture of Maya Lin's original design. It has strong horizontal lines while incorporating the use of earth, space, and light. The jury was also moved by the underlying messages of life, death, and acceptance that would emotionally challenge those who stood before it. Lin, who was only a student of architecture, created a design that mesmerized a jury who recognized it as a powerful memorial representing the 20th century. Now that we discussed why the jury confirmed the design, let's examine Lin's reasons for creating it. In an interview with National Geographic in May 1985, Lin stated, "I wanted to work with the land and not dominate it. I had an impulse to cut open the earth, an initial violence that in time would heal." In this site, this is Constitution Gardens, and it's between the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument. It has black triangular walls, and the walls would gradually decrease to 10 feet, keeping the integrity of the ground intact. She then made an angle at the wall's highest point and directed their opposite points at each landmark, uniting our historical past and present. This is a picture of a Vietnam vet at the wall, and it shows him during a very emotional time looking at the wall honoring him. While composing a site-specific structure, Lin also designed it to honor all the servicemen in the war and to provide a place of remembrance. As we have studied, Lin thoughtfully created a memorial for the vets. However, arguments still erupted over her design. Controversy surrounded the memorial for its lack of representation of the Vietnam experience, but after 2 years of negotiating, it was resolved by adding a flag and a figurative sculpture. According to Art in America, April 1983, while most veterans approved the memorial, a small fraction of vets and private citizens rallied against it. Tom Carhart, a vet and member of the VVMF, strongly opposed Lin's design, calling it a degrading ditch. He and others felt the design structure stood for an anti-war movement. The black panels they thought symbolized shame, and the chronological listing would be too difficult to find the specific names in it. They argued that the panels would be white and moved above the ground with the names alphabetized. Finally, consensus was reached, but almost at the risk of Lin's vision. In the previously cited documentary, Maya Lin, A Strong, Clear Vision, a truce was reached by adding a flag and a statue. In the Journal of Aesthetics and Art Criticism in the winter of 1996, Lin tried to maintain the integrity of her design without pretending to reach a consensus on the war. Despite the opposing views between Lin and some vets, she was able to stand up for her design and reach an agreement to add other structural elements. Today we have looked at some of the reasons why Lin's design won the competition, her process for creating the memorial, and the arguments that erupted over it. My Lynn's architectural design will forever be remembered as a world-class structure and a place of overwhelming power and reverence. From an aircraft hangar filled with hundreds of designs emerged a treasure of unproportional value. Entry number 1026, a simple design that healed a nation.